Now you just told everyone I'm a WhatsApp influencer, and I really am not comfortable with everyone knowing I'm a WhatsApp influencer.
If you can just protect what you expose yourself to internally, externally, and as well, definitely that plays a part. But like, I don't know how you feel when you go to the club, then the next day comes.
Once every 5 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. For men, like, the love that you receive is based on the performance of like whatever you're doing in life. So when you're a kid, you know, the guys that stupid example is the fastest boy in school.
So every person that you meet, there's a reason you're meeting that person, and you have to figure out, what did this person have to teach me? Why is this person here?
Definitely.
How can we help each other?
Life really tries to knock you out and kill you. I'm not even joking.
I know,
knock you out and kill you every single day. But
life is a crazy concept to me. I ain't gonna lie. Like,
God cooks, look.
See it.
Yo, what it does, what it do, it's your boy Lebo Rampedi, and welcome back to Seated with Lebo and Thato Rampedi. But this doesn't look like Thato Rampedi, and I'm gonna explain why now. But for everybody that is listening, this is Seated, a podcast curated for you to tap into uncomfortable conversations with two brothers. And today, of course, we have a wide range of topics, but I am not alone. I must introduce her. We must say her name. It is her, the one and only Zama Naomi.
Hi.
She's like, this is the third, 15th time now, man. 14th.
That's lies. Maybe the fourth.
It's the 15th
It's
time.
the fourth.
It's the 15th time, so I don't know. I think that people are getting replaced. Tato's got fired now, as you can see. No.
Yeah, well, I'm here, guys, so I'm so sorry. It's no longer brothers.
No, but we're very excited to hear from you. And of course, obviously, Tato is away right now. He's in Lesotho. Check out his Instagram and stuff. But guys, very important, we have the live show on the 17th of July, right? Am I right? That's the right date? Okay, good. Okay, everyone's shaking their heads. They're like, we don't know. But 17th of July at Rosebank Mall. Be there, guys. The tickets are in the description. We have a link in the description. And as well as... Sorry, Zama just spilled the water now. She's busy.
Sorry.
Come on now. Come on.
So sorry.
I'm just joking. But also, guys, the space of House of Rampedi, the studio. Guys, we are renting out the space. It is at Work Parts now. So we have the contact details for Ruby. Hit her up. She'll send you all the details for your curated needs for studio space. Okay, cool. Awesome. That was a lot of adverts,
There's a
nah?
lot. I
That
like
was
that.
pretty good.
I love that.
I like that I remembered everything.
You
man.
did, like, he was
right?
on a roll, yo. You even spilled the water.
Okay.
Like, I was like, let me drink the water for him. Let me drink it for us.
But yo, before we start, Zama, for those that are listening for the first time, you know, I hope they know who I am. I'm the podcaster from this podcast.
Yes.
But who are you? What do you do right now? You know, yeah. Tell us
Okay,
about you.
well, hi guys. I am Zama Naomi, the one and only, like you said it. So I'm a DJ, I'm a content creator. I'm just like a child of God that, like, you know, that's her best. I Zama every day.
I like that. I Zama every day. And cool. So we're gonna start off the podcast. Obviously, you know how the podcast goes.
Yeah.
But for you guys listening at home, today the podcast is all about the Am I Good Enough? Sorry, excuse me. The podcast is called Am I Doing Good Enough? The Unrealistic Expectations of Your 20s. And of course, we'll be diving into the subtopics of the origin of unrealistic expectations. That's when your parents used to tell you, you know, like, one day you're going to be president, my child.
Yeah.
Is that real? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's possible for everyone. We don't know. What is your metric of success? Is it the external or internal? Who reminds you of your value? It's okay to have dreams for this decade and the next. And of course, we'll finally finish it off with the act of finding your love. Then we'll go into top five. I've got a special game for us. But before we even go into how are you, can we do it now? You don't mind us doing it now? I'm changing
sure.
it up a bit.
Okay, sure.
Zama
I'd love
texted
to.
me in the morning. I actually want to read it. I want to read it before you say it. You said,
What did I say?
you said, I think I have a, wait, let me find it. She said, oh, I have an icebreaker. I want to play, ask you some questions. That's it. So guys, I'm wondering how spicy it's going to be. Or is it just like, yeah.
Okay, so basically, this is there's this trend on TikTok right now where people are basically saying princess treatment or bare minimum.
Yeah.
You know, and I love that, but I've never seen it with like the gen. So I want us to do like king treatment versus.
I don't even know what you're talking about. Let me not even lie. As a man, I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, what is it? Like, what do you mean? Like, what's
so buying her flowers? Is that bare minimum?
That's
or
princess
is it
treatment.
Princess treatment.
Okay, I see it. So now I'm gonna say king treatment, or what's the other one? Bare minimum.
Bare minimum.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. I get it.
Okay. Okay,
get
so we're gonna
Let's
get
tap in.
started.
Let me tap in.
Okay, so the first one is paying for his haircut every now and then.
Yeah, that's king treatment. That's king treatment because like not every man
Gets that.
You know what I mean? So that's king treatment. Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sending him a just because meal via Uber Eats when he's had a tough day.
Yeah, no. Okay, that's king treatment. I'm
Is it?
starting to think everything a woman would do for a man is going to be king treatment.
That's deep.
Because even if you said hug after a long day, I'd say that's king treatment.
Stop. Okay, y'all. Who hurt y'all?
Nah, I'm just joking.
Oh my
I'm
God.
just joking.
Yo.
Yeah.
Okay. Buying him a gift just because you saw something that reminded you of him.
That's king treatment. Like that's
Guys,
the
that's bare
sweetest thing
minimum.
ever. I don't
It
think anyone has ever
is.
actually. No shame. People
Because
have
like
done
when
it.
guys when guys go and get a girl flowers and it's like the thought
Out of
that
nowhere.
it's exactly, it's the thought. So that is definitely princess treatment. I would regard that like it's bare minimum. No, sorry. Yeah, it's bare minimum. Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, no, it's bare minimum.
What do you want from
But
us?
I'm saying it's the same thing with you guys.
Yeah.
So like buying him a gift just because you saw something that reminded you of him. Guys, what's the equivalent of flowers to men?
So like for me, it's like women don't understand. It's like you just need to listen to the brew. Like that's so easy. Like he's gonna mention something he's crazy about. Every man, there's no way he has never mentioned something he's crazy about. For example, I'm obsessed with like scents.
Okay.
So like one thing like someone could do for me is like buy me a candle. Like let's say they think of me, they say, "Oh, I was thinking of you, so I bought you a candle." You see, that's my flowers. You feel me? Another guy, it might be music. He listens to music, gang.
Definitely.
So you buy him headphones. That's his flowers. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then this one.
Okay.
This is the last one.
Okay.
Letting him have a full me day without texting or needing a response.
Yo. That's bare minimum. That's bare minimum. That's not a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, that's like, yo, give me a break. Like, give me a break. Get off my back. You know what I mean? But that's crazy. Like, do partners actually do that for each other?
I don't know. I don't think.
I couldn't switch off my relationship.
Me too.
Like,
For a day.
for
like,
a day.
I need a me
Why are we
day.
taking a break?
Why,
You know
why
what
is
I
it
mean?
me? Why is it me all of a sudden?
Yeah.
Like when did it? It's us. It's we. You know.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's the game.
But we're gonna dive into how are you? I'm gonna say you wanna do it together.
Yeah, let's
actually,
do it
ready?
together.
1, 2, 3.
How are you?
I like your little clacking. Okay. But in this segment, we actually have a question poll thingy going on our Seatedwith Instagram page where you guys get to participate of how are you, right? So I'm gonna read a couple of like how are yous, but some of them is like advice, right? Okay. So I'll start with the advice one.
Okay, cool.
Is that okay with you? Or you want to start with the light-hearted ones? How heavy you want to go first? You want
Hey.
to laugh a
Let's
bit?
just go in.
Okay. So how are you? You guys are saying, I don't know. I just graduated last week. Super grateful and happy. I was on break from applying for jobs because it's emotionally draining. And I thought and hope by now I'd be working as the first half of the year like goal for her or him. So obviously still unemployed, kind of feeling discouraged. I know God will make a way, but hey, man, I'm honestly tired of being home. It feels like my life and dreams are slipping away. Hope you guys are good. This podcast keeps me going.
Oh, that is so
Jeez,
good.
yo. That's such a real feeling, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, yo, that's such a real like youth, and it's
Yeah.
so perfect in line of what we're speaking
Yeah.
about today, like the unrealistic expectations of your 20s. But yeah, do you want to give advice first?
Yeah, I would definitely say you're doing so good. Like, and shout out to you for tuning in to like things that actually help your mind. Because I love that you guys don't speak nonsense.
You know, we don't even deep it like that. Like
But
we
you
don't
guys
even
don't speak nonsense. Like you actually speak
Yeah, we
sense.
try
You
not
speak.
to, yeah.
You give like advice. You guys are doing like a beautiful thing. It's not just like you do. Like when you do things with intention, it's different. So I would definitely say like shout out to that. And yeah, you're okay, babe. Like I don't know if you're a guy or if you're a girl. Yeah. The babe was for the girl.
If it's a brew.
Hey. But no, for real. Generally, you are really doing okay, and give yourself a break. Give yourself this time to rest. Like you graduated, congratulations! Come on, like you.
Like you just overcame such a huge thing. Like
Definitely.
you know what I mean. I don't know. From my side, I just want to say, like, you're definitely not alone. Thato and I are always saying this, or Thato said it actually. Thato says it all the time. We're living in a third world country, or is it second? No, third. I'm lying. Yeah, third world country. Unemployment rates are extremely high.
So high.
Do not put that blame only solely on yourself. It's just circumstance.
Yeah.
God will not abandon you. God knows your heart. God knows what you're capable of, and you will find a way. It might not be the time
that you expect.
yeah,
Sure.
yeah. Because we plan, but God what decides. Yeah. Referencing.
For real, yeah.
Yo, but let's hear more about how you guys are doing. Let's hear some of the lighthearted ones. They're saying, I have mixed emotions. It's my birthday month. Quite excited, but I'm broke overall, but I'm still good. How you guys feel about that? Yeah. How do you feel about birthday month anxiety? Is that a real thing?
Okay, can you repeat it? Sorry.
Like she said, I have mixed emotions. It's my birthday month. Quite excited, and I'm broke overall. I'm good.
Yeesh.
You know what I mean? So it's like birthday month anxiety.
Also, your birthday is not meant to be orchestrated by you.
What?
I think you need to have people around you that care about you that are going to make it
This is woman,
special.
hey? Like, a guy will literally just be like, gents, next week's my birthday. And then I swear to you, a guy will be like, yo, gents, yeah, next week's my birthday. I was wondering if we could all I was wondering, by the way.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you guys could we could all get a drink somewhere and chill. And maybe
then their friends make excuses and all of that. I think.
Nah, the Bruce come, but I'm just saying it's so low maintenance plan.
Yeah,
Women.
We go all out.
Why?
I'm literally using a handbag that my bestie got me for my birthday 2 years ago.
Yeah. I get that. I get the gifts, but I'm saying why do women make such a big deal out of birthdays? I've never understood it.
Because it's special. It's the day you came on earth and you blessed me with your presence. God blessed me with your presence.
Okay,
so I think that's how we feel about people that we really care about, and it's important to make people feel special. It's easy to say but when you actually show up for people, even in the smallest ways, it really makes a difference. So that's why. And niggas, just niggas,
Okay, so yeah, celebrate your birthday. It must be curated by someone else. So hire a friend. Is that what you mean?
Loved one or family.
Loved one friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cause it's so crazy. I always see women Instagram, keep it. A woman's Instagram on her birthday and a man's Instagram on his birthday. It's just multiple people him post you know what I mean?
Literally, that's it.
But a woman will have a photo shoot pre-hand.
Dinner, all of it.
Okay, anyways, someone just said, just came back from school. I was writing tax and Mac. Boy, I'm not tired. Tomorrow double. That's literally what it literally says. I think they just said they came back from writing tax, so it's exam season, whatever.
Well, sounds like it's exam season.
Students actually just finished writing now. They were on recess now. So I know a lot of you guys are back at home. A lot of you guys moved back at home. Let's actually talk about that a little bit. How did it feel like for you when you used to go back home from university? Was it hectic? Was it?
I liked it. So I get homesick. So now that I'm working and I'm barely at home, I can spend a week at home now these days because I'm always on the grind.
Yeah.
And I have to be
But back in the day, fresh.
Yeah. So even during that time I would get homesick. So now I still get super homesick. So even in I
always forget people come from super happy
I know
homes.
some people didn't. I know some people didn't really like it because it felt like home was a place that they got to escape from. Yeah. But I never had that experience.
Yeah, maybe it's because you still had your independence at home.
Definitely, 100%.
You feel me? Weren't you guys lifeguards or something? What are you guys What is it?
We were doing promotion.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. I saw it what is it? What is it?
It was an Oros campaign.
It was an Oros campaign.
Yeah,
you see, I remember. Yeah, but anyways, let's talk about us now. How we, you know how it goes, mental, physical, anything that's really been going on in your life that you want to speak about. Yeah.
Sorry. I'm good. I'm actually really good. I feel good this morning. I had a relaxing morning, just listening to some gospel, centering myself. Because I feel like I've been floating for a really long time. Well, not a long time, I'm being a bit dramatic. But your life has been lifing. I don't know what happens in the middle of the year. Yeah, I don't know. It's just me, guys. But it's crazy. We're in the 8th month. So it's I'm just going through all those processes. But God is still faithful. So I'm good. Taken care of. I'm fed. Bills are paid. God is good.
Yeah, real. Bills are paid, real.
Yeah.
Yeah, God is good for that one.
How are you?
Oh, my. I'm okay, man. I was stressed for the past couple of like weeks, but like I've really found the power in asking for help, like just asking for help for people around you, and like people helping me around me. So love to them, shout out to them. I have been feeling really, really bad because my parents have been texting me, calling me, trying to do everything in their power to like let me like make me come home.
Yeah.
And obviously I want to go home and stuff, but like life just gets so like
Heavy and
guys, life gets so.
Did you have that experience like in your uni days where you had independence at home?
Nah.
You didn't. So how did it
it's
feel
very
going
strict.
home for you?
It's very strict. So even now, when you go home, it's very strict. We live under the rules of whoever owns the house. That's kind of the rules of the
Definitely, I get that.
So which I don't mind and stuff. It's just that like life gets so hectic. You know, you're trying to build your life. You're trying to get your bills paid. Like I'm not even gonna like lie to you. You're trying to get your bills paid.
And do things for your family or friends, for yourself.
Friends, partners. So like that's just basically something that's been going on for me.
So you've been hustling.
Yeah, it's just hustling. And I think that's going to really tie into like what we're going to be speaking about today, which is like, am I good enough right now? Like the feeling of like, am I good enough? I like the one, how are you? You know, we live in a population where a lot of people right now are unemployed. They're at home. They're grinding in something.
Definitely.
Some are, TikTokers. Some are DJs. Some are pilots. Someone is hustling and everything. Some people are doing Forex. And like the question, am I doing good enough, kept popping up into my head these past couple of weeks, because I was like, oh dude, like how do we determine, am I doing good enough for where I am right now in my life? You know, as we age, the pressure gets more
worse,
and more and more.
definitely.
But you can talk about what you think about what I'm saying so far as an intro.
It's
heavy, right?
It's heavy.
It's heavy.
But I think we are expected to, like societal standards now, we're expected to like have our lives in order by a certain age. Like people when they turn 30, they're like, oh my God. So
you think it's 30? So you think the cutoff age is 30?
No, I'm just saying by societal standards. And even when like, I think in high school, we thought like, by 22, by 25, I'm going to be pushing there in Miami with
Porsche. My man.
Out of this house, from my own place.
Girl. Sorry, I'm with you. Sorry, I was wishing the back seats. Sorry.
But
I get you.
and that's when you're like 16 or when you're 14. So I think as we age, there's certain things that we thought when we were younger that we would get to. And when it doesn't happen in our timing, we're like,
we're so hard on ourselves.
Is it happening? I think what the most important thing that we can do is like remember that we all have like our time. And in the Bible, it actually speaks about there's a time for everything. Everything has a time time for something. You're going to either cry, then there's a time to be happy and laughing. Then there's a time to mourn. Then there's a time to hustle. I think that's what we're doing right now. Then there's a time to reap, your harvest.
That's a skill. I feel like what you're saying is like a skill that you've already got, you know what I mean? That's a skill that you've already learned. A lot of people are still in there like, what should I be doing? Or like, is this it? You know what I mean?
I guess.
I feel like you're very like, from what you're saying already, I can hear that you're very self-aware of like what phase or what season you're in.
Yeah, definitely. But it's hard because at the same time, life is real and we do have those expectations even on ourselves. But I think that's why it's important to always ground yourself with the word of God, because that's where you're able to say like, I know that right now there's the time. Because there's also this thing of like everybody doing the same thing. Like there's me as a DJ and then there's 10 million people and their mothers and fathers and uncles and grandfathers.
Everyone must do their own thing.
Yes, and then people are like, but there's so many people. Is this going to even happen for me? But like, you're different. You're so different. And you have to be humble enough to know that things work differently, but also wise enough to know that you will have your opportunity.
I feel like for me, like just starting it off saying like, am I good enough, and the unrealistic expectations. I think I definitely always go back to the thoughts of like what she's saying, like which is literally the next topic, but anyways, let's just get into it basically. But which is the origin of unrealistic expectations. Always go back to like when I was a kid, and and you're in that art class. And they like draw you in the future or something. And you start drawing this huge Porsche.
Definitely.
And you draw a house that looks like in the back and you draw 8 kids or whatever, how many kids ever you could conceive as your mind as a kid, you know what I mean? And then you draw yourself, and and you start saying things like, guys, when I'm leave this, I'm gonna make a company and be rich. You start having that swagger, that confidence in high school. It goes into high school. You pick your subjects, and, you do science, and then they tell you, hey, we are NASA, we're not. Science! At home, they hyping you because you do physics.
Literally. But that was a tough subject, I won't lie.
It is. And I think that, like, that's why I, like, wanted to speak about this, because I was just like, dude, like, where does this all start? Like, where does it all start that we're so hard on ourselves? Like, we're so hard on ourselves and, like, the life that we live, even though that we're all grateful for the life we live. You know what I mean?
And we have to be. Yeah. But don't say all.
Not
some
all.
People are really, like, ungrateful. Like, and it's always like the rich kids. Like it's always those ones who, like, had the parents that, like, got them everything. At 16. At 16 they were driving G-Wagons to school. Like,
but maybe we're also hating because we're outside of the club. We can't even get in. You understand? So that's also a possibility, because I also used to see a 16-year-old driving a BMW and shake my head with anger.
Yeah, right.
But, like, why am I angry? Just
Literally,
going home.
Right. Yeah. But I think that's where the pressure comes from. Because it's actually rooted in us from when we're young. Yeah. That is just how life is, man.
I want to ask you, so when you were a kid, like, what did you used to say? Like, when I grow up, I'm going to be a...
When I was a kid, I used to... Okay, don't judge me.
Wait. Tell me what you wanted to be and what they thought you were going to be also. Because everyone knows what they are.
No, they never actually.
Really?
Oh, no, actually they did.
You
They said that she is going to be on TV.
What?
She's going to be...
Friends like these.
They were like, nah, like, this is our TV star. This is our star. This is the star of the family.
Yeah, and then what did you want to be?
Same. I kind of, like, saw myself in that space. Like, I would always just tell myself, you know what? I'm going to go as Zama Naomi. Because I grew up just being called Zama, right? So I was like, no, my second name, I like the Zama Naomi, right? So then I went,
The what? I didn't hear.
The Zama Naomi.
Ooh.
Lebo, oh my gosh, okay.
But
so I really, like, kind of knew as well that that name's going to be known for something. Yeah, it's going to be known for something big, like, so... I kind of knew. I think they kind of just spoke it into existence. For you?
My dad used to call me professor. So he always had this, like, ideology that I end up, like, as a university professor. And then my uncles and my dad also used to call me a pastor. Okay. So they always used to think I was called to be a pastor when I was a kid. Yeah. When I was younger, I used to, actually, I think that's my fault, because when I was younger, I was like 11, I used to go around just screaming, like, I'm going to be a pastor when I grow up. I'm going to be a pastor when I grow up. And then people would be like, what? And I'd be like, dude, I'm going to be a pastor when I grow up. Like, yeah. I know it sounds insane. Like,
no, it doesn't.
But I don't know why.
I feel like that's a call.
Yeah.
Because, like, I've seen, like, how you've grown. And, every morning, like, Lebo will remind me that be grateful to God. God.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what's that story. Real, actually.
So I'm like, and so I don't know. I think you're in the process of, like, maybe it's not like a pastor.
Now you just told everyone I'm a WhatsApp influencer, and I really am not comfortable with everyone knowing I'm a WhatsApp influencer. But it's fine.
I'm sorry. But no, because that's, like, it's beautiful to see.
Yeah, no, I'm just joking.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful to see. So I don't know. Maybe, like, the Holy Spirit is working in you just... When you were a kid, you started saying something you knew because your spirit knew. Yeah,
but also I used to think I was going to be many things: an actor, a pastor.
I think you could still act.
Nah, really, I don't think so.
You could. My nigga, please tell this nigga he could act. Like,
no, but okay, cool. So now life has happened. You're in your 20s. And you were supposed to be on TV. From what your expectations were, I was supposed to be a pastor. I'm not a pastor. I still preach.
Yeah.
But I'm not a pastor. But do you now feel like you didn't meet your life expectations? Or do you feel like, no, like, life has its seasons where you expect this of yourself and then this? And, you know what I mean? Like, I want you to take me through that. Like,
yeah, I mean, I never really gave myself a time frame. Yeah. I think when I started content creation, I just thought, like, this was 2020. Yeah. I thought, like, y'all, I'm going to post one video and then it's just going to be, like, millions of people. And, and it took so much more work than that. Did. And that is actually genuinely what life is. Life will always take work. Like, sometimes some things will come easy, but not everything is going to come easy. So some things you really have to work for. Some things, it's just the grace of God that like lands in your lap. Yeah. So it's one of those things where to keep that going, because that's not something that happens like all the time. But to keep it going, you also have to put in your work. That's how God is. He doesn't like lazy people. So don't be lazy. You know, so
I'm very lazy, guys, right now.
Really?
I was telling you.
Yeah, so I think it flowed like in that way where I never really gave myself pressure, but I understood that, okay, I need to work hard for this. And I was able to see results. Like everything you set your mind to, you can really accomplish. And if it's with pure intentions, like what you guys are doing right now, you know, and it's like intentional, all of those things, like God will bless that, you know, because he always looks at the heart. So...
Guys, this is coming from a girl who posted, I think yesterday, she said to us, she was in the gym and she said, stop using winter as an excuse to say you're not going to go to gym. Summer bodies are made in winter. And I was like, okay, it's like 7 a.m. So when someone speaks, guys, please listen, man. Because there's a difference between people who can go to gym in winter and summer. So, no, but from my...
Wow, okay.
Yeah, but from my side, like jokes aside, like, man, I don't know, man. I think I'm in a season where I'm so hard on myself. Like, I'm like, yo, dude, your life could have looked like this. I think I'm in that season. Like, oh, your life could have looked like this. Your life could have looked like this. Like, oh, if you didn't drop out of honors, like maybe you would have gotten a job right now. Because my friends are getting married now. You know,
really?
my friend, in December, my good childhood friend is getting married. You know what I mean? And he's and you start asking yourself, damn, am I not marriage material? That means I'm not at marriage.
No.
Yes,
but you're young.
I am young, but like, you know, like I want my life to look a certain way, and I think that I'm on the other side of the spectrum of like, and I'm so hard on myself every single day. I think I'm so hard on myself, and I try to snap out of it. I try to say no, dude. Today I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. But I'm still so hard on myself. And everyone around you will clap for you and be like, dude, you're killing it.
Literally.
Yay. But like, yo, I think it really is.
That means it's a internal.
Hey. And we're going there. You see what I'm doing?
Yeah.
And it's okay. Sorry, but like, this literally, that's how I made this podcast. Because I was like, yo, that's literally how my mind was flowing, you know?
That's
like,
crazy. It's so real.
Because literally the next thing is the metrics of success, external and internal. Like, what do we perceive ourselves to be like good enough? Value-wise, etc. Where does it derive from? Like, I feel good enough. Like, I wanted to ask you the question because this is the number one question that just came to my mind when I was writing this thing. End of the day, what makes you feel like, I did it. This was the best I was. This is the best Zama they can be. Yo. This is her. This is Super Zama. She killed it today. Like, woo! Yo. No regrets. Yo. Left no crumbs. You know what I'm saying? Like, no regrets. Like, I need you to tell me. Like,
I don't think that deep.
Really?
You see? I think I know because I know that every day is so different and every day holds a different weight. And every day I can only bring a certain level of energy for myself, you know, because life is draining as well. So I always give myself grace. But I think I think more about what I don't do. Yeah. Then I think about like, I did this today.
Yeah, but what would you say is like?
I can't even. I don't know.
I want to say like, but what would you say in your day that you've added?
In a day, not even a weekend.
I'm not even gonna give you a week. I want to make it because that's how it feels like, guys. You sleep, you forget the binyama one. You wake up, you're like, oh God, like I'm still low key.
I think when I am able to.
I want like for me, when I say what I say.
Yeah, say.
Okay, cool. Me is if I can get some videos out.
Okay.
Like I'll feel accomplished. I'm like, okay, cool. But I would lie. If the views are nice on the videos, I'll feel nice.
Okay.
Another thing for the day is okay, cool. If I spend too much money, I'm kind of like a cheapskate a little bit. It's a bad habit. I'm petty, so you know that it's a bloodline thing. Yeah, but so like if I spend too much money in a day, I have a tendency to splurge like a little bit. It's a bad habit. It's a very bad habit. Then I'll feel like if I avoid doing that, then I'm like, today we made money.
Okay.
We had views.
Kept the money.
And and business is booming and like everyone and like my manager's talking to me.
Yeah.
Emails are being signed.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like contracts are being signed.
Okay.
Yeah. So
but that end of the day,
One day, because that can all happen one day,
That's
low-key,
true.
in my life. Like, yeah, that can all happen one day. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I would definitely say, like, on a weekend I'm gigging,
Okay.
and it's whatever day it is.
So you booked. So
Yeah.
let's start. You must be booked.
Booked, yes.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm gigging, and it's not just like one or two. You know, like we gigging. Tonight we moving.
It's a tour.
Moving.
Tour. The tour.
And then I'm safe. I'm with my girls. We good. We're going to nice spots. And I kill all my sets. Like the mixing is clean up there. Like and I go home.
Getting tagged
and
the
I
next
feel,
morning.
Yeah.
That's how good the
and
set
I feel
was.
like really accomplished. Like, because obviously leading up to gigs, there's a process that happens, at least that I take. I'm like, okay, cool, I did that. Okay, cool, everything's in check, you know.
Tell us, actually, because people actually want to know, like, because a lot of people think that DJs get to places, they press play, and then they
that's
start.
that.
You know what I mean? Or was this a new one that DJs do to stop playing music? That's the new one they do to stop mixing. Yeah. But tell them more, like, I want people to understand, because people don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They really don't know.
Definitely.
So maybe.
No, there's a process that goes behind it. And I think every artist is different. It's like every person. But there is that process of like, sometimes, like for me, I like to take a week ahead of that. Like not a week, but like a couple of days before or a day before. So just like add new music, listen to what's popping, listen to like, oh, this is a nice song. People need to hear this.
Yeah.
And then if I have the chance to go into studio and mix it, and then I play it for the crowd. So there's that process. I don't do it on the day. I don't like being stressed. So for me, that's cutting it like with time. I'm just trying to, you know. So you have to download music. You have to listen to what's popping. Then you press play. Then you have to see what works together. Then you can go to the CDJ and press play. There's a whole process.
But there are DJs that they don't.
That don't do that. That's true.
They download every year.
Yeah.
All I do is win, no matter what. The money,
Woo, that's deep.
Anybody else?
And the
Okay, let me not derail us too much.
Okay.
But no, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
You don't know. A lot of people don't know how DJ works. You know, the other day, Zama gave me like a headphone.
Yeah.
And I always told her, I thought that
was very
DJs don't
nice.
listen to anything in that headphone. And she was like playing the next song, whatever, and trying to check the beats or whatever.
Yeah.
But let me read this thing, sorry, because you're talking about metrics of success, external and internal, but we're getting carried away. In your 20s, success often does feel like a race driven by unrealistic expectations. We have external markers such as job titles, income, social status that can overwhelm us, you know, make us feel like we're failures, not good enough. But as well as inner markers such as, you know, clarity, mental peace, you know, vulnerability, how valuable you feel as a member of society. That can also be harder to measure, you know. I wanted to say for you, which has been the one that, you know, you've dealt most with, like it's the hardest one to deal with? Is it the externals or is it the internals in your 20s?
For me, it's definitely internal.
Okay.
100%.
I feel like that's a lot of us.
Yeah, it's a lot of us. Because what happens internally comes out externally.
Give me a PhD in podcast. PhD in podcast.
No. Okay, yeah. But for real, so I think you have to make sure that, like, we're so young. And life nowadays, guys, is moving so fast. Like, everything is accessible. Your children, you need to be careful with the phones. You see, like back in the day, you spoke about this like a couple of weeks ago when you mentioned how people actually, they will, what do you call it?
I'm gonna help you. Just give me the ingredients. I'm gonna help you. Yes. What was the topic?
The topic. Wait.
It was
I'm getting
back in
like
the day.
mind.
Back in the day. You said back in the day. So back in the day, I said
your parents. Yes.
Your parents.
Had
you see?
to, and
I'm gonna help you get the ingredients.
Yes. And your forefathers had to like work to see booty, to see that one girl. Like you know, nowadays it's like.
Now it's.
What do I feel like? Who? Which color? Like it's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's actually crazy.
So I think, you have to really protect your mind and protect yourself from the things that you don't need to have access to, like things that really destroy your mind, destroy your brain cells, that make you compare yourself, that make you feel less than. Protect yourself from all of those things, because essentially you have to, if you can protect yourself from what goes in, you protect what comes out of you, you know. And yeah, when you feel good in the mind, on your best days is when it starts here, and you're like, oh, today is gonna be a good day, and it's a good day, you know, literally. So I think you have to start internally, and when you're down and you're really not okay mentally, admit that. So many people are in denial and they don't want to say like, today is not my day. Like, people are fighting a war they don't need to fight. So yeah, if you can just protect what you expose yourself to internally, externally, and as well, definitely that plays a part. But like, I don't know how you feel when you go to the club. Then the next day comes.
Once every 5 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then it's cloudy.
Yeah.
I mean, not cloudy. It's like vibes. You good, like, but before you go there, you're like, you're stressed right now.
Yeah.
What's happening? I don't know what's happening. Then you go to the club, and you're like,
yeah. All of a sudden, you
oh, for
dancing on top of the happily.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's nice. Then you wake up the next day and you're like,
yo.
So also your external factors. So how do you feel? Like, does that affect you in a way? Does it? Yeah.
I get what you're saying. Like, in terms of like the wave of emotions and like how like you can have anxiety.
Yeah,
good
literally.
I come out of it.
And now
I don't know. For me, I'm gonna speak on a male's perspective, because a lot of males, I'm gonna tell you now, like they, you know, obviously our demographic, we always say is like a lot of women. We call them disciples, which is I'm like 50%. Like, is that like that's kind of
you
like,
guys seem to be attracting women.
Yeah, it's kind of no. I mean, like the name disciples is also kind of like blasphemy-ish. So I'm like, kind of 50-50 on that name, but I like it still. But yeah, we always say the girlies, you know, they're gonna go speak to guys because guys don't want to be emotionally. We know when we're young, we don't want to be emotional. But a lot of men, from when they're like really, really young, everything, the love you receive is based on how you perform in life as a man. You know what I mean? Like. So like, and I know it sounds like, see the cameraman is going, Tabang is going, but so like for men, like the love that you receive is based on the performance of like whatever you're doing in life. So when you're a kid, you know, the guys that most stupid example is the fastest boy in school. Fastest boy in school, like all of a sudden, just because he had like a higher performance in running, he's obviously has a lot of value in himself because everyone around him is giving him that love and affection, because that's how it is being a man. You know what I mean? I feel like with women, like, you know, whether you're the fastest runner, not the fastest runner, you will receive some sort of like love. Whereas men, you have to prove yourself to get love. Even with the girls that we date, you know, there's a certain level of performance that you must achieve for you to date a certain type of woman.
Hey, man.
Hence why I feel like a lot of men struggle with like, am I doing good enough? Or am I like, am I good enough? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Because our validation a lot of the time comes from people around us, not from us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I definitely agree with like the internal. That was also my answer, like internal. Like externally, I mean,
oh my gosh, what is it?
I mean, you know, I mean, you know, so we're cruising fine. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on. No. But honestly, externally, not a sharp. But internally, I think that's the one that really like affects us.
Yeah, definitely.
I wanted to go also into like, you know, like our circles. Because I was saying like for men, like. Everyone around us really affects us. One of the topics we wrote is like the people that remind you of your value again. You know, I wanted to take this time. Maybe you can speak a story about like how you've built your connections. That like, hey, if I do go down, if I am crashing, and for the people listening at home, this is I think the most important part of the podcast.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So when you're crashing, when life is not going, who are the people that you try to center yourself around to remind yourself your value and bounce you back into the world?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when you say this, just explain why you trust those people.
Okay.
You know what I mean? What are the characteristics of them that made you feel like, oh, I can use them? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, it definitely, I think it starts for me at least praying about the people in my life. You know, you have to be careful with who's around you. Before, I never used to, and I saw flames. I'll tell you, like I really saw flames, and it was obviously my life was a bit different at that point. I was also new to like the whole, you know, there's actually a God. Like, you know how you grow up and you like people are like, yeah, like we go to church.
Yeah, you
God,
praying,
God.
but you
but
looking
then when
up. You know what
you
I mean?
become an adult,
Yeah.
God encounters you, you know, and you encounter God. So I think definitely praying about the people in your life, because there are some evil people in this world. It's dark, it's scary. So you have to first start there. And I think a lot of the time, so many of us are struggling with like internal emptiness that we just hop to next people. And that's not how you do it. You really got to find your solid ground. Your family, it's tough sometimes because there are families that are envious and it's, you know, but there will always be that person in your family. God puts you around specific people intentionally. So every person that you meet, there's a reason you're meeting that person, and you have to figure out, what did this person have to teach me? Why is this person here?
Definitely.
How can we help each other? Yeah, so
I like
for
how
me,
I
think
love
that's
I
what it is.
love how you look at it like two-sided. Like,
Yeah.
like how can we help each other? Not
Yeah.
like how can this person
Definitely.
just help me?
Yeah,
I
we
feel
always have to like make each
Yeah.
other's lives better. It's never about you, like,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah. A lot of us make it about ourselves. I think that's the biggest problem as well. You
Yeah.
need to be able to escape yourself, be, you know, more self-aware, seeing like what's
For
what's
sure.
happening around.
And
you.
yourself?
The people that remind me of my value. This one's kind of a hard one for me. I definitely think my sister. My sister is like, if you guys think me and Thato are emotionally intelligent, think times.
He did say, you guys are how many years apart again?
So I'm 4 years older than she.
Okay.
Tato's 4 years older than. I mean 6. Sorry, 6 years older.
And
sorry.
you are.
I'm the
it's
middle.
4.
I'm the middle.
Yeah, I
there's
know.
3
We're
of
middle,
us.
we're the kids.
Oh yes, you have a little brother,
Yeah.
and then you have an older sister.
Yeah.
I went to school with her older sister,
It's
guys.
crazy.
Like unrelated. So I basically, I've
Yeah,
been
it's
part of this.
crazy.
I'm a family friend. I like to say if you've met more than one family member
Ne?
and you know 2,
Yeah.
you can say I'm a family friend.
friend.
As in, if if one of you had to get married, I'd hear about
Yeah.
it. I don't know if I'd be invited, but I'd
Yeah.
hear about it. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
I get that. So I'm a family friend, Moss.
Yes, because you know
okay,
too.
okay,
You're a
okay.
family friend. That's literally how it
Okay,
works.
okay.
But yeah. So I definitely think my sister, she's super emotionally intelligent.
That's beautiful. And she's a girl. I love
she's a
young,
girl.
emotionally intelligent women.
She's a girl. I think that she always says the most profound things, and I'm just like, how does she do this? Like, there was a time when I was really like suffering and etc. And I've said this on the podcast, and I was like super depressed. And she called me and she was like, okay, cool, but you need to decide, Lebo, are you going to be the victim of your story the rest of your life or the hero? Like, what do you want to be? You want to be the hero or you want to be the victim? Because if you're going to choose to be the victim, nothing is going to change. But if you're going to be the hero, at least you can say that you died trying. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like Kima, and you're like, yo, she's like 21 at this time, you're 25.
That's
and you're like,
crazy.
how is this young girl? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, she's definitely
Sure.
someone who's always constantly reminding me about my value. And I think that it goes both ways, like as you said, like I also try to remind my sister of like how of a high value person she is, you know what I mean? And she's always,
she sounds like it.
she's amazing. She's
beautiful.
phenomenal. Guys, I don't know if she might hate me. I can't tell the story actually. She's gonna hate me. But no, I can't tell her. She's never gonna speak to me. That's how strict she is.
Protect
Do you
her
see how I respect her
See,
boundaries?
and that's also that goes back to the point because Lebo knows to protect his sister.
I'm not gonna say
you know?
it. Yeah, I'm not gonna say it.
You
but,
see.
yeah,
so
yeah.
that's how you know that. Yeah, that
I was gonna
connection is
say
real.
it though. I mean, these are also my sister and brothers on the podcast.
Definitely.
So but let's play. We're gonna play a game, guys. Okay, cool. I have this question under who reminds you of your value in life. Have you met your chosen family? There's this concept that goes around online that like, oh, in your 20s, a huge theme is that you will pick the people that you're going to basically
be with for the rest of your life.
yeah, like your friends for life, the people that you say, I've known for 20 years. Oh, we were married and that person was like that. Yeah.
And people do experience that. Why don't you go
Literally.
first?
Damn it. Yeah. She's good. She's good. She's not new to this. This is her fourth performance. That's lucky. That's why she said. Okay, yeah, definitely. I've definitely have found my chosen family. I think that me and Thato are always on the podcast. We're always mentioning about like how humans are never meant to live in solidarity. Is that the way I
Yeah,
pronounce it?
definitely.
You're supposed to live in community.
Yeah.
Whether that be, some people have home cell. Some
Yeah.
people have a football team, indoor team. Some people have, a book reading club, which is one thing I really want to start. Hit me up on Instagram if you want to be part of that. Zoom calls every Tuesdays, 7 p.m. Okay, but no, that's a real thing. I really want to start a book club.
Oh.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
So
dope.
let me know. Okay, but yeah, so I lost my train of thought now with the book club plug because that was about me. But
no, you were saying.
oh yes, my chosen family. Yes, but everyone's supposed to live in community, right? So I really, really, really feel like everyone who's listening, whether it be 2 people, whether it be 1, whether it be, please have someone in your corner. Like, try have someone in your corner.
Yeah.
I feel like no one on earth should be living alone, facing life. Life is so hard. Life really tries to knock you out and kill you. I'm not even joking.
I know.
Knock you out and kill you every single day. But
life is a crazy concept to me. I ain't gonna lie. Like,
God cooked low key because like
did.
the
like,
spirit is going to be so knowledgeable by the end of
but
this.
It's a crazy world
I mean?
we live in. Like, it's so dark and it's like
it's insane.
It's like also such like vibes.
It's
like
it's insane.
It's like
there's a war going on right now.
No,
that's what I always think about. Like I was like, there's a war going on.
Life in general, guys, is crazy.
Yeah.
It's like we watch movies. Like, and there's those movies that are like, yo, can't believe that happened.
Yeah.
I think they're just a little bit dramatized, but these things actually happen. Like, and they actually just put in a ways. I don't know. Sometimes I think my life is more crazy than a movie.
Dude, everyone's life on
is
earth
more crazy
is
than
insane.
a movie. I know.
It's insane. Like, my boys were actually talking about this. We're like, we're talking about this one that para. What's his name? The one that made the diss track. And he said, "Fuck Joe Beck."
I didn't actually see
Bonga,
that.
fuck Joe. What's that guy's name? Okay, it's Bonga's Op. I don't know. It's this other para, right? And these guys, Bonga's Op, but these paras, right?
Okay.
And then we were talking about like, yo, do you know like these guys, even though they've been trying to save Bonga and them like multiple times, taking them to these guys feel most free on the street. You feel me? Like they feel most happy on the street. That is their version of happiness. That won't be your version of happiness. Your life, you might say to yourself, like, I expect bigger things from you. You might say to yourself, 2-bedroom house and a kid and a pool, a small life fence, and that's it.
Yeah.
But that's your happiness.
Yeah.
But someone else will say that is not my happiness.
It's not,
I don't even want to be married. And that's why I really think life's crazy. I'm like,
It is crazy.
Like what?
Yo.
Sorry.
From relationships, even I think
Dude.
even like I think we're still trying to navigate like relationships in our 20s.
Yeah.
Never mind life, like because you meet these people and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna find my forever. Like I need this person. It goes back to the question that you were asking, like what is your safe? What was the question? So some people are searching for that in a husband and a wife, and then they go through the most in Jolo, like.
And some people are searching for saviors.
There's a lot of searching. There's search.
Nah, but like, okay, cool. Like, I wanted to say like what you're saying about the relationship one, because I don't want to speak about it too much, because every time people say, you're talking about this podcast is relationships and dating. Well, that's a big factor in life. I feel like that's a huge factor in life.
Yeah.
But I wanted to say, for the people that at home, please don't be stupid, guys. Life is already hard enough. Don't date someone that makes your life harder.
Definitely.
Why are you dating people that makes your life harder?
Yeah.
You're already living life. Difficulty mode is on hardcore. Mara busy. You're dating someone who's making it extreme.
Harder.
Does that make sense? I always think when I hear people complaining about like relationships, I always think to myself like, dude, that's so crazy. Like, this person could literally be with someone who's going to value them, whatever.
Definitely. But that's actually something that's so crazy is so many people are like stuck on toxic love. Like we're so used, like the world is so chaotic that we're all so used to chaos in some form. And some people have that chaos at work. Some people crave that chaos with toxic love, where it's like we are fighting, we are like this, we are like that. And because you have inner wounds, you settle for that sometimes when you're not self-aware. And so I think, it starts with your self-awareness, because there's certain things that you should definitely never tolerate.
I think also like on the topic of like self-value, basically, because we're talking about am I good enough?
Yeah.
The value. get the love you think you deserve. I've said this many times. So that
Really?
means, yes, you get the love. What I'll say it again. You get the love you think you deserve. You get the love you think you deserve. That's why when I was growing up, honestly, just sorry, I'm going a little bit left.
Yeah.
But like when I was growing up, I remember watching this movie. What's that movie? Aladdin, right?
What?
Aladdin. You know the movie Aladdin, the Disney movie. Okay, great. You don't know? You've never watched Aladdin, guys? What? You've never watched Aladdin? Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna explain Aladdin to you.
Okay.
Oh, please don't, guys. Please don't call it mansplaining. Like I'm generally just explaining. I know I'm a man. I know Zama is a woman. But yeah, okay, cool. So in Aladdin, it's about this brew, right?
Okay.
And he's like dirt broke. Like dirt broke. So he's chilling, but he has like a pet monkey, right? So he's like picture like Dubai.
Okay.
It's like medieval, like olden days. Sorry, I keep saying medieval, but olden days in Dubai.
Yeah.
So this brew, he's like chilling with his monkey, whatever. There's like a parade, and he sees like a princess, right? And then what this brew then does is he finds like a genie, and the genie gives him wishes, right? And you know what this brew does? He does everything in his power to achieve wealth, fame, and fortune to be able to achieve a baddie, the princess. You know what I mean? So I just want to go back into what I was saying earlier about like, a man's love is what he receives is based on his performance, you know? So even in this love chat in your 20s, I don't blame a lot of men for like getting it wrong.
Yeah.
Because I get it, bro. Like your love is based on, what you can give.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that movie just is a representation of that. It's like he fell in love with a girl that was outside of his tax bracket. He had to wish up these things.
And it's true though, because I've actually like been in that situation.
Yeah.
And like it's always like the most amazing guys.
Like, he'll have a good heart but an empty pocket. Oh, says he'll have a good heart and an empty pocket. His heart is as big as the pocket is empty. His heart, Zama, my heart has sometimes been as big as my pocket is empty, as in large proportions,
and large proportions. Guys, like for real, it's so crazy.
It's
I don't
okay.
know,
but the time is coming. That's the thing.
I
That's
agree,
the beauty of
but
life.
also I've also seen people who like stay and they like the women that are like, I'm gonna stick beside him, and then when he's up there and everything, then he's like, he just messes around and he's like, actually, I don't know if I can do this. I just want to explore. And you said, so,
then he marries a white woman.
And personally, I don't know if you've definitely seen it.
What?
The Taraji P. Henson movie. What is it called? Acrimony.
Acrimony, yeah. I think the one where everyone says who was
and
wrong
she's
in acrimony.
stuck beside him.
Of course.
She's stuck beside him.
Yeah, like.
And so that's the thing. It's that conflict. And life is like that. You just never know.
You never know.
So let's like stop being so hard on each other and treat your life as it's like, it's a story being written.
Okay, but okay, cool. So after I graduated, right? So when I was studying,
It's cold, ne?
yeah, it's freezing, guys. It's freezing. When I was studying, and then we'll play the game. Yeah.
Okay.
When I was studying, the number one thing my parents would say is that you must focus on the books. You must not talk to girls. You must make sure that you get your degree. The moment I graduated, they were like, "When are you gonna get married? When are you gonna get married? When are you gonna get married?" And that's another unrealistic. Yes, and it happens to a lot of people, and especially women, actually.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Where's your husband?" She gets a job now, and it's another unrealistic expectation. Getting married in your 20s, I feel like is the most unrealistic thing ever, to put a pressure on yourself like that.
I actually don't think so.
You really don't think so?
Yeah, because the thing is,
I think I'm speaking for as a man.
As a man. Okay, yeah.
I think it's the most unrealistic thing ever.
Okay, as a man.
I think, look, if you get married in your 20s as a man, you are deeply in love and you have a partner that fully understands your finances at your point. Because there's no way that a man at 26, 25 is fully established, has a posy, wada.
Yeah.
Unless he's like...
Sometimes it depends, but like if we're looking at, for sure.
Sure.
Yeah, definitely. But I think as a woman, it's not like unrealistic. Like,
what do you think is like the cut-off date? You're a failure as a woman. You have not been married. Like for a woman that wants to be married, for example.
I speak for myself. I speak for myself, but I think
PR training. PR training. Everybody click in the comments. Okay, sorry.
Okay, but I honestly, like for me, I never want to put a time on God or a limit on God because, like, Sarah and Abraham, come on now. Yeah. But in the life we live in, and we're living in such a fast-paced life nowadays that we don't even live, like, most of the time, we don't even live past, like, 80. And by the time you're 80, you're, like, crawling because everything is like killing you.
What's
everything.
your age that a woman should not be
Okay,
married?
okay,
You should
sorry.
be married by.
I would say.
This PR training that she gets DJing, I don't know where she gets
Okay,
it.
I would say you're 30, 40.
40. Okay.
40, I want to be so comfortable with my
Life.
like my husband. Like I want to know that I got my husband. Like we've been together. Like we love each other. We seen each other in and out. Like I ain't gotta do this whole admin anymore. Now if I have to do all of that at 40. Oh, guys.
I think for a man, if you're not married by like 46, I think you're wilding. Like, dude, have a kids already, like, or something. Hook up a family. Unless it's not what you want, you know what I mean?
Maybe.
Okay, cool, guys. We're going to play top 5 now. So today, each host will have a chance to rank some of the most crazy things about adulting that high school never taught us to be prepared for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you'll make your own 5. I'll make my own 5.
Okay.
Yeah, awesome. You ready?
Okay, just repeat it. Sorry.
Okay, cool. So it's okay. Don't worry. Each host will have a chance to rank some of the most crazy things about adulting that high school never taught us to be prepared for.
Okay.
Yeah. I can go first.
Okay, go first.
Tax. Tax is a crazy one. Like, dude, like really? Like I keep in mind, I did accounting. That's the worst part. Like I did accounting.
I did math lit, and they taught us that though. Online.
Really?
Yeah.
And
You
they
did
taught
pure
you,
maths.
but did they guys? I know people always say no. They taught you tax. Did they teach you how to file for tax?
No.
That's the most insane thing. If every South African has to file tax,
Literally
why would you not include it in the high
people.
school thing? That's the most.
It
That's the
is.
most insane thing.
It is.
So it is very linked to my next one.
Okay.
But do you have any?
Sure. I would say, let me think. Give me a moment.
It's okay. This one, I know. Top 5 is like put you on the spot.
It does.
It is. Like you have to really just be like, kudum, 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 kudum. I already have my next one. You want me to say it already? I can go. I swear. Like I'm impressed.
Okay, go.
I'm impressed. Like, they don't teach you like how to get electricity. Like, let's say you move to a place and that place is not registered to any like thing, like electricity. Like you have to go get it registered. That's a big thing. You know, a lot of people don't know how to do that.
I actually didn't even know we had to do that.
No, there's a lot of places that you have to go set up your electric account and what.
Yeah, and when you build a house, that's also part
yes, that's another one. That's another example.
Sure.
That's another one. I'm gonna mortgage bond. What is it? How do I obtain it? How old do I have to be?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's another one. Sorry. Okay.
For me, I've got one.
I'll link all of that as my number 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would think not paying. No, now you made me lose my train of thought.
What's this? Not paying.
I'm having like such mind fog.
It's okay. It literally happens.
It does, but I think I'm gonna change it. I would say the unrealistic standards by by the time you're a certain age.
Yeah.
Like by like 25, not having like your life figured out and like
that's
having a job. By the time you graduate, there's that unrealistic standard of you go to school, you graduate, like that thing that it has to be black and white for everybody. You know, where it's like you finish high school, you go to university, you get a degree, you finish school, start working, get married,
buy a dream house.
So they never taught us that that's not actually how life goes.
Yeah. They skipped a lot of parts. You get depression, you get anxiety.
They did.
Drop out of school. You fail a semester. They skipped a lot of parts between you go to school, you get married. You know what I mean? You can keep going because I've already done 3.
Okay, I would say another one would be, I guess they taught it to us, but they never really like taught it to us. Like protection and like safe sex. And not being pregnant and just not actually engaging in sex, like abstaining. Like they did say abstain or this. Like I think you've seen some movies where the teachers like teach sex education and
like a banana.
Yeah. And it's like, you know, the unrealistic. They never taught us like what it actually means.
At your school, I heard it like people's schools, there was like a company or some sort of foundation that comes to the school and teaches you in like an assembly. About like sex and sex ed and stuff.
Nah, we only had that about drugs.
You guys had about drugs. We also had about drugs. We didn't have about sex, guys.
Okay, at least they taught us that.
I went to an all boys school. I feel like that should have been like Like,
Yeah.
one, we didn't
As
learn,
boys
we didn't
as
even learn
well,
anything
yeah.
about a vagina. We learned about you guys put on condoms. Like, that was like a big thing. Like, put on condoms.
Hectic.
But no one ever said anything about like GBV.
Yeah.
No one ever said anything about, diseases.
Yeah.
And I think in my like 5 years or whatever, and I was in high school, we had that talk once.
Literally.
Whereas, like, I feel like in boys' schools, and I feel like I might be like calling out a lot of schools, but that should be like low key every single
Definitely,
year.
especially in the generation we live in this like now.
Yeah.
Because like the kids are accessing these things so easily. And I think, so for me, I think that's one thing that's not taught. I don't know how they teach it nowadays.
Yeah,
I don't know
I
if
hope it's
maybe they're
different
better. They actually tell you the truth.
Guys, please comment because I actually have like.
So where would you put that one?
We still no. Actually, we don't have to rank. You just have to make a list of 5.
A list of 5.
But that one, like, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Because I always think about that, like, in the recent podcast where you guys actually came, you guys were talking about the cycle of a woman. That information about the cycle of the woman was the first time. I did not know.
Me too, but it made sense.
I'm just saying you too.
I'm telling you, but it made sense. I was like, no wonder sometimes I'd be feeling like this because I was like clocking my emotions.
And I realized that we actually, a lot of people aren't educated about the human body whatsoever.
Definitely.
But don't watch Big Mouth, guys.
Oh, well, way to shout it out, you know when you tell people in this life, don't do something, they're going to do
watch
it.
it immediately. Okay,
And
cool.
it's like you did that on purpose.
I'm definitely going to say like a bit of a hectic one, right? But like, God forbid, and I really, really hope this never like occurs. Like, obviously it's unrealistic for me to say that, but like, if a parent dies, right?
Yeah, I actually wanted to say that, but that was so deep. Like
My parents, if my parents had to die, like, no one on earth has taught me what I must do next. I don't know if what a funeral plan looks like. I don't know if they have a funeral plan.
Right.
I don't know how you organize for someone to get buried. I don't know how you organize. Do I even have the contact details of the cousins? I don't even think I have my aunts and all of my aunts and uncles' numbers like that. You know what I mean? Like, so that's a big one. I feel like when I was young that I was never prepared for. I've never had that conversation that, guys, like, if we ever die, we want you guys to do this and then this. And I feel like that's a big one in the black community that's missed out on. A big one. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. That was a big one, but I feel like that's a really good one.
It was, like, because it's deep and it's, like, so true.
Yeah.
It's so
It's
true.
a big one. Like,
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I think we got them.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
We got them.
Okay, cool. So we're going to move on to, like, final remarks.
Okay.
Is there anything that you like to say? Maybe you can speak to the 20-year-old that just reached 20 and they're going to go into their 20s and then they're like, yo, what's going to happen to me? Like, oh my God, like my 20s, I must get married and have a car next year. What advice you would give them?
I would basically say, be easy on yourself. Give yourself grace. We live in a world where grace is offered to us every day by God. Like, every chance that you get to wake up, remember that it's not something to take lightly. So don't give yourself this pressure. Take each day as it comes, because I love this quote. It says, it's so funny how every day nothing changes, but when you look back, everything is different. You know?
PhD in podcast. What did say? If you come on this podcast more than 3 times, you start even saying quotes. If you come on this podcast more than 3 times.
Oh my God.
But that's very powerful.
For real, and so it's important to just give yourself that grace.
Nah, I'm really going to take that one.
Yeah, and like,
really
be proud of the accomplishments you're making. Even if it feels like it's small or whatever, like, make time to celebrate yourself and celebrate people around you, and just take each day as it comes, babe. Like, just relax. Okay, I'm talking to myself too. Let's chill. Okay. Yeah.
I'm writing down what you're saying. Sorry. Verbatim.
Yeah.
But no. Okay, cool. I'll say one too. I think that I'll say that. I will say that everything that you plan, everything that you want in life changes as time goes along.
Yeah.
And you need to understand that you need to be very patient with yourself. You are trying your best. You're very capable. And you are stronger than what you could ever perceive. You are stronger than what you could ever perceive. Whatever you think you could not handle in this lifetime, you will overcome.
Definitely.
And I just want to, and I definitely want to just go back to the person in the beginning who was saying that I graduated, I'm at home, wada, wada. I want to go back to them and just say to them like, yo, dude, you still have so many years to get it right. And it only takes 1 year to get the ball rolling.
For sure.
So don't give up and just await it. And just know that God is always on your side. This could be your season of rest too. You know what I mean? So,
Amen.
yeah. Yeah, okay, guys. I'm
was
gonna
beautiful.
I'm gonna close it. I've been with the one and only Zama Naomi. Thank you so much. Please check out, all of her platforms. I think we're gonna put in the description.
Yeah.
We'll put everything in the description. But is there anything that you wanna say? Where you wanna actually shout out a gig? Where you going next?
Okay,
Maybe you can shout out a gig, you get a crowd going. Who knows? When is this episode dropping next week? Do you have a gig for next week?
Yeah, definitely. I'm always at Rockets.
You
Depends
see?
on the branch. Just follow me on the
I don't
socials
mind
and
that.
stuff.
That was not
Then
here. I made
you'll
the rules
know.
today. You
You'll
can say it.
definitely know, and we'll pull through. Have a good time.
Yeah.
But yeah, otherwise, thank you so much for having me,
Yeah,
guys. I am officially like the new podcast,
Anchor.
member.
Anchor
So I hope you
substitute.
guys like me. Let me know, your thoughts and
Yeah,
stuff. I'm just joking.
No, but let us
No
know
one-
if you enjoyed it because we'd
Yeah.
love to have you back.
But thank you for having me. I really enjoyed this conversation. It was beautiful.
But
Yeah.
also for you guys who want to see something like this and a live show on the 17th of July at Rosebank Mall, we will be having a live show. The link is literally in the description. Buy a ticket right now. Tickets are actually selling quite fast. So I
amazing.
don't know by the time that this thing, if we're not sold out. But I
Yeah.
think we won't be. I hope we won't be. I think there'll still be a ticket for you. So please check it out. And yeah, man, it's been Seatedwith Lebo and Thato Rampedi in Lesotho and Zama Naomi. Bye-bye, guys.
Hey.
See you next time.
Bye.